Crossing the United States to his native South Africa, Nolan continues to push barriers and inspire people to inspire themselves. And you could be next. Join Nolan's 7-day online groundbreaking program called Obstacles Make Me Stronger, aimed at teaching you how to overcome any obstacles you may face, break barriers, be innovative, and take control of your life. For more information, check out Obstacles Make Me Stronger, now on Udemy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to Inspirational Journeys Through Life with Straight Talk with Nolan. My name is Nolan Pillay, and I'm your host for today. I have a journey, you have a journey. But how many of us share our inspirational journeys to inspire others through life? Our journeys are authentic, and we know it will resonate with you. But please remember to like and share our content on YouTube, because the more likes, the more comments, and the more subscriptions we get, it allows us to bring valuable content to you like we are today with Kovini. So it is our pleasure and honor to welcome Kovini Moodley to our show, Inspirational Journeys Through Life. Kovini is the founder of Boss Babes of South Africa. Wow, you gotta love that title. She's also a chartered accountant and change activist as well. So once again, Kovini, welcome to Inspirational Journeys Through Life with Straight Talk with Nolan. And I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly to start off with.
It's perfect. Kovini is perfect. So thank you so much, Nolan, for having me. I know that our journeys crossed paths a while back, but really great that we can reconnect and that I have an opportunity to share my journey as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for making the time as well. So let's get straight into it, right? So tell us a bit more about you. What's your background? Speak a little about your earlier years as well. I don't know where you're from anyway, but you're going to tell us.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in a little town called Shallcross. So Shallcross is very close to Chatsworth in Durban, and a very nurturing community. Lots of love growing up. Your neighbors take care of you. Everyone in the community knows everybody else. So it was a very lovely environment to grow up as a child, and I think there was a lot of love that was shared as well, growing up and just connecting with other human beings as a young child. And that's really where I grew up, and I completed my primary school, my high school, my tertiary education, and I also ended up completing my articles at Deloitte while I was still staying in Shallcross.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a really incredible sort of environment for a child to grow up. I also have a set of twin sisters, and they're 4 years younger than me, and they're in the medicine field. But yeah, I think ever since I was a young child, my sort of sense of fulfillment and satisfaction always came from wanting to help others and contribute my time and skills to sort of uplift others. And in the community that we grew up in, I would often get involved in the local soup kitchen, the local clinic activities. It was that type of community where everyone really comes together to support each other. So I think I would love spending time there. And I knew at that point in my very young, years that giving back and being able to see that glow in someone else's face when you help them was something that really sparked my soul very, very in my very early ages.
That's so beautiful as well. And, especially, so I'm also from KZN, but I'm from a small little town called Pietermaritzburg. But I know the community you're actually talking about, the community where you could walk into your neighbor's yard, you could walk up and down the road at any time. I mean, now where we live, you're now currently in Johannesburg. I'm also in Johannesburg. We hardly know our neighbors. They don't know us as well. It's changed in such a big way, yet we should be building this human race. And I like the fact that, you focus so much on the values that you were growing up with, and that value of serving, that value of humanity as well. And we do see it a lot. We just need more of it from everyone, right? If we can only learn to be human again. We saw it during COVID. A lot of people were buying groceries for their neighbors, etc. But once COVID started disappearing, the humans went back to their old bad habits, and that's the sad part for me. And this is where change makers like yourself really come into play, to help them. And I know you wear many different hats, right? as a multifaceted woman as well. How do you integrate between all of these roles? Because you seem like such a busybody as well, eh?
Oh, I love being busy. I say this to everyone. Being busy keeps me agile, keeps my mind working. I don't like being idle. I just never enjoyed that. I'm always like thinking of new things to do. I'm brainstorming new ideas, new projects that I want to be involved in. And I think that really just, gives me the zest for life. And, as a multifaceted woman, which I think most South African women are, it's really about being able to live through your soul's purpose and do things that make you excited. And, I think sometimes we think that we are our jobs or we are our titles. And I think that's something that I've had to learn along the way that, as human beings, we're so much deeper. We have many facets within ourselves that need to be unleashed during our time on earth. And, being involved in creative projects, being involved in philanthropic projects is something that really brings me a ton of joy. And, I'm passionate about it. So I think, being a multifaceted woman is about wearing many different hats. And I think a lot of women do this. They just don't realize that they are. And I think that's what really contributes towards you having a very content life, because you've got an element that's professional, you've got an element that's creative, you've got an element that gives back, and you've got an element that also allows you to use your voice for greater good. So I think that's really powerful for me to be able to leverage all of that and also seamlessly integrate it into my life.
Wow. I like what you said over there in so many different ways as well, like you bringing this together. I want to go back to the purpose though, right? Are you still working in corporate now, or you your own boss?
No. I still have a corporate job. And I think that's why I think it's very important when we talk about women leveraging all their creative passions, that we want to also show that, you're more than just your job. You're more than your 8 to 5. You're more than a title that you're given. As a human being, we are so much more than just, saying this is a lane that you've been given and this is where you must swim in. So I think that's the kind of narrative change that we really wanted to bring through as well, to say we're allowed to have creative passions. We're allowed to be creative souls. We're allowed to use our voice for greater good. And I think that's really where I live my values from being able to integrate it all together and contribute to different elements that stimulate me as a human being.
Absolutely. So for the audience listening, it's such a vital point that Kovini mentioned now is a lot of people think that you just got this 8 to 5 job and that's about it. We all were grown up with this idea that go to school, get a good education, get a good job, get married, have 100 children, and that's the end of life. But nobody taught us to go further and say, but how about living a purposeful life? How about living our passions and stuff? Now, although you have an 8 to 5 job, you can actually still go out and live this purposeful life. And that's
I think everyone can. Yeah, everyone can and should. Because that's pursuing something that is within your soul is not something that goes away.
Yes.
So within my soul was a need. Even when I qualified as a chartered accountant, there was a need to give back. And I think the platform that I've created now allows me to utilize my skills, utilize my qualifications to give back through mentorship, through empowering women, through being an activist for gender-based violence.
Wow. No, you're right. And it's about just doing that extra bit. And it's not really doing the extra bit, it's doing what you love as well. So we're going to get into that now as well. I mean, I'm very interested to learn more about Boss Babes of South Africa and, some of the highlights and, really what it's about, because a lot of people do need this. And I know you're focusing a lot on women and gender-based violence as well, because these are key things. GBV is something that should not be the norm. But the way the world is going on, not even South Africa, the world is going on like it's okay. It's like load shedding. Load shedding has become a norm for people because nobody wants to stand up and say, hey, we need to fix this. Nobody wants to go to the root cause. So tell us a bit more about Boss Babes of South Africa.
So Boss Babes of South Africa was born just as we had headed into lockdown in March of 2020. And it was really me coming up with an idea to sort of turn pain into power, because I think everyone was anxious, everyone was uncertain, and yeah, there was a lot of panic because whenever there's uncertainty, there's panic. So I wanted to use my voice in a greater way, and I wanted to inspire women. So I pretty much started an Instagram page, and it was more of a hobby because, as I mentioned, I'm a busybody. And now with lockdown, there wasn't a lot of opportunities to go out and connect with people, which I love doing. So I decided to really put that energy into this social media platform, and use it to just share a bit about my life, a bit about what inspired me to become a chartered accountant, and just share that insight with the women of South Africa. And little did I know that it would resonate with so many women. And within a year, it was I want to say thriving, and there was a lot of attention on it, a lot of media attention, a lot of influential women coming forward saying that they want to contribute towards the platform. And I think it was just the relatability that people saw and gravitated towards in terms of this platform. And at the same time, it allowed me to give back, which is what I'm passionate about doing. So, it was a win-win situation for everyone from an audience perspective and for myself, because I'm now using my voice to share my experiences. I'm inspiring young women. And, I think what I wanted to do is just bring my authentic self to the platform, because I feel that sometimes on social media, we don't get the opportunity to do that. But that's really what I wanted to do, was just use the platform to share and inspire and, let the women of South Africa know that it was going to be okay, even though we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's sort of grown now. We've now got a mentorship program going. We have we've got a second program going called Bossfluential, which is really supporting female founders. Because I believe that these initiatives and giving back through this platform is key to a sustainable economy. And we all can do our bit to contribute to that. And this is my way of giving back.
I love it. I love the idea, and I love the concept of pain into power as well. A lot of people go through this pain on their own, and people think that, okay, it's okay not to talk about it. But when we don't talk about the pain, this is what leads to depression, suicide, and everything else that follows with it as well. Now, I'm sure there would have been something at the back of your mind that triggered you to get into Boss Babes of South Africa, right? Did you actually go through some painful moments that you'd like to share that kind of triggered that way? I've been through this, and I'm sure a lot of other women out there are going through the same, but they're not coming forward and wanting to talk about it. But now when I formed the sisterhood, maybe we can talk a bit more about it.
Yeah, I think coming from a small town, like I mentioned, and you go into big environments, you move to Johannesburg, there's a lot of adjustment that has to happen in that process, right? There's I want to say almost, a shift in your environment, because you're suddenly in a completely different world. And you need to sort of adjust to that. And in my earlier years, and I'm saying like brand new, newly qualified, starting a new job in Johannesburg, I struggled with the imposter syndrome. And I think a lot of women have struggled with that through their career, but they probably didn't know that that's what it was called. And that's really where, for those who may not know, it's where you're qualified, you secure the job of your dreams. You go to work and you just feel, how did I get here? Why is it me? And I think what makes it difficult as well is sometimes you look around you in the rooms that you find yourself in, and you don't really find people that look like you and speak like you, because coming from a small town, there were some, words that would be thrown around in a meeting, and I wouldn't know what those words meant. I would have to go back and sort of Google it afterwards and say, okay, I sort of understand now what you're saying. So there was that adjustment, and there was that imposter syndrome that, I had to work through. Because at the end of the day, having certain insecurities, despite the fact that you're well qualified, you're well placed in a particular role. There's elements that you've got to learn. And I think it was an incredible learning experience for me to grow from, to know that, I can just get better and better at what I'm doing. I can constantly learn. I can be open to learning. I can be surrounded by fantastic mentors, which I was given the opportunity to be around. And, everything just sort of uplifted my life at that point, when I decided that, I was going to break this notion in my own head, because that's where it is, right? It's in your own head when you're struggling with this sort of imposter syndrome. to really say that, I've earned my space here and I'm going to forge forward. I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to empower myself, because that's really where it starts, right?
Yeah.
We always think that someone else is going to do something for us, or someone's going to come and save us, and that's never going to happen. For those who are watching this, it's all about you taking that initiative, you getting into the right mindset and deciding what you want for your life. And I think with the steps that I've taken, with the experience that I've gotten over the years, and of course all the incredible companies that I've been truly blessed to work for, leading JSE companies in South Africa. It's been an incredible experience. It's contributed to my growth as a human being. So yeah, the message is really not to give up when you feel like insecure, you feel, you're not good enough, or you're not worthy to be in particular rooms or spaces. Just to keep forging and keep believing in yourself.
I love it. There's so many golden nuggets that come out from there. The first one is the inner work. And when you realized that this imposter syndrome was something that you felt you had, you took accountability, you accepted it, you acknowledged it, and you went back, you did the inner work, you did all of that shadow work, and that's what's grown you into the person that you are now in as well. So to everyone that's listening out there as well, it doesn't mean to say that you can just go through it. Start doing the inner work. Reach out to people like Kovini, who's lived the experience and is willing and happy to share this with you as well. We all got shadows. Trust me, we all got. And if we kind of just ignore the shadows, what's going to happen? It's going to stack up all the time. And the more it stacks up, the more it's going to lead us being in a sad state. So don't be afraid to do the inner work. Go back in your mind, revisit your childhood or wherever that trauma or whatever it was that affected you, and work on it as well. The second thing you mentioned, which is really so vital, is you are open to learning. You were not this type of person that said, I know it all. You were willing to learn more. And how many people that you know of that kind of comes across like they know it all, right, Kovini? And we know in today's day and age, we learn every single day, no matter how old we are. It's an ongoing.
It's not about your age. And they say leadership is also just about, as a leader, it's important to be constantly learning, constantly reading, constantly, watching inspirational YouTube videos, which I love doing. And I think, again, that comes down to you, because, there are times where you could choose to either watch Netflix or to invest in yourself. And I've been spending a lot of time just investing in myself and growing. And I think my aim is just to become the very best version of myself.
I love that. Be the best version of yourself, right? It's a trademark that I have, eh? Be the best version of yourself.
Okay.
I love it that you said it. When anyone says it, I just get so excited about it as well. But you know what? There's something else you mentioned in there as well, that and it revolved around self-love. Because we know self-love is such an important thing, and it's not about ego or anything else. Because if we can't love ourselves and take care of ourselves, how are we going to move that over or love another person or even our kids or anyone else as well? So everything starts with you. So in this century that we live in, it's got nothing to do with ego. If you want to take care of yourself, start with yourself. Don't worry what other people think about you. Kovini, from the communities we come from, right? The moment we start focusing on ourselves, people judge us. And they are too quick to say, you're only thinking about yourself.
Right. You're selfish.
Yeah,
but selfish. I think that's a narrative that needs to be broken, right? Because if you don't have self-love, then you don't have self-belief.
Yeah.
And if you don't have self-belief, then if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect someone else to believe in your skills, believe in you as a person? It becomes difficult.
And especially in this hectic centuries that we're living in, these hectic lifestyles and stuff like that, you got to pause, take a break, and think about yourself. You matter to you, right? And that should be always first. You must matter to yourself. Take care of yourself. So going back to Boss Babes of SA now as well, right? How can other women be part of the sisterhood that you've created, and how can they contribute to it as well? To me, it's a big movement, right? It's a massive movement.
Yeah. It became massive, and it was so many small parts that when it became huge, I was like, okay, now I know it's huge. When people would start to reach out to me, then, I think the little steps sometimes you don't see.
Yeah.
But when you look back and you're like, okay, this is really successful right now. So there's a few ways that women can be involved. The first is if you're a female founder, so you have a little business selling something and you're looking to put your brand out there, you're looking to market your brand on social media, you can reach out to us on our platform called Bossfluential, and we will assist you with that completely free of charge. So we will help you get in touch with digital content creators to support your brand and put it out there. So that's our, philanthropic leg of really giving back and supporting female founders, because we believe in women empowerment. And for me, women empowerment is more than just, speaking about it. It's actually about doing. So that's a great tangible way that we give back. The second way is our main page, of course, Boss Babes of South Africa. That's really where we put out daily inspirational, motivational content. So a lot of people, follow our page and, get really inspired by the type of content that we're putting out every day. And then we go live at least once a week with influential women of South Africa. And they come through, share their journeys of overcoming struggle to achieve success. And the third way that we'll be giving back from February onwards is through our Boss Mentorship Program. And that's where we've got selfless women, professional women coming forward and offering their time free of charge to young professionals, just to support them through the space, support them through entering a new job environment, support them in the various skills. So we've got various mentors that will be supporting young professionals. We have them across marketing, pilots, doctors, accountants, you name it. We've got a mentor for each. And that will be our new project that we'll be launching in February of 2023.
Wow, awesome. Well done on so many accomplishments as well. And I can see this getting into a global movement as well, if it's not already, right? There's so much of growth. And especially with entrepreneurs as well, a lot of women that are starting up need this kind of mentorship. They need this kind of direction, especially if they have not been in business before, especially if they have not had any family members that are in business as well. So they really do need this as well. I want to ask you this question. It's a burning question that I have. So why the idea to only focus on women?
Yeah. I get asked this a lot. And as a woman, I think I'm best placed to understand the challenges of other women.
Okay.
I guess if I was a man, I would be able to understand the challenges of men. But as a woman, I think my focus is just my lived experiences as a woman. My social circles are mainly women. So I've had a very, I want to say, close connection with a lot of women, and I've experienced their challenges with them.
Okay.
So I think that's the reason why I wanted to focus on, a woman empowerment platform, and also for women to want to uplift each other, to support each other, to not tear each other down. Because I think there's a narrative that, women are, want to bring each other down and, fight each other and that sort of thing. And I wanted to change that and say that this is a sisterhood. We should be uplifting each other. But that does not stop, anyone who's a male who's watching this to go ahead and start your own platform. Yeah. Because that will be amazing. You can start a platform that empowers men. Why not? Because you've got a lived experience.
Yeah.
You understand the challenges that a man goes through. So this could be a great call to action for anyone who's listening to this, to go ahead and start a movement that empowers men.
Yeah. No, you're right. And so the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because I see a lot of women's groups being formed, etc., in fact, throughout the world as well. And now I'm actually seeing the change because I belong to a few men's groups as well.
Okay.
International men's groups. So men are actually doing the same as well, because men go through a lot of struggles as well, similar to what the women go through.
Right.
In today's day and age, are actually going through so much more as well. And believe it or not, there's so many men that are coming forward now and speaking about the abuse that they go through, both emotional and physical, from their partners as well. So I'm glad that men are taking up a voice now and speaking about it. Because you and I know, right? Normally men kind of have this thing about themselves that if I speak about my partner abusing me or so, then people are going to call me a sissy or tell me, man up and do this and stuff like that. But a lot of men are changing. And I think it's important for the audience to understand from both sides as well. A lot of men are coming out now and saying, but we are human as well. We're allowed to have emotions. We have a masculine side and a feminine side as well. The moment we all start learning that, hey, we are still human at the end of the day, we're just different sexes, but of course we can work together when we start understanding each other better, right? So hats off on that group. And, like Kovini has said to all the men that are listening out there as well, you can actually do so much more. Trust me, believe me, there are a lot of men that are wanting to reach out. The groups that I belong to as well, you see it. We meet quite often, and you can see the pain that people go through as humans. And a lot of it is the hidden pain because of embarrassment, ashamed at what the brotherhood might say about these guys as well. So it's time to come out and speak up as well. So I like the movement as well. So the next thing is, who inspires you and why? And don't tell me I inspire you, right? We don't speak much often. I'm just kidding.
So, I think for me, inspiration is, you can be inspired by someone that you've never met, right? And I think, for me, it's really Oprah. Oprah has shaped my younger years as a child. Who would watch her pretty much every single day whenever she was on. And I was inspired by her from a really young age. And I think the one thing that stood out for me was just how authentic she was, all the way through all those years. Her energy is authentic. The way she connects with people is fascinating. So I think, she's just been, I want to say, someone that I have never met, but I would love to meet in this lifetime, putting it out there to the universe. But yeah, just, her talks and her inspiration and her authenticity is something that has just always spoken to me. And, I think there's women around me that inspire me as well. My twin sisters who are in the medicine field inspire me a ton every single day. Doing, the various things that they do, doing the complexities that they do, and still finding time to connect with me every single day and check up on me. Am I okay? Is everything good? So yeah, I think there's, different elements of women that inspire us. And what's really powerful is just to find what works for you, right? Because what inspires me may not inspire you, but you need to find something that, when you listen to them or when you hear them, whatever it is, it just, it uplifts you. It makes you feel better, whether that's good music or whether that's someone talking to you. That's really my point of inspiration, and just surrounding myself with fantastic women. And this platform has really allowed me to connect with, I want to say, really influential women. I don't like the word celebrity, but really influential women in South Africa that have come forward and, lent a hand and said, Kovini, how can we help you? How can we support you? How can we be a part of this movement? So, I'm really grateful for the support that I feel on a day-to-day basis, and for family, and just for, having the opportunity to do what I do every day, and that is to use my voice to impact, inspire, and motivate the women of South Africa.
True. You're living a purposeful life. You really are. And
absolutely.
I'm putting it out to the universe. So Oprah, when you get a chance to watch this YouTube video, please connect with Kovini. Invite both of us to your show. Let us just come there. We're putting it out there. We know somebody might share this video with you and you would love it to bits, and you'll want to connect with us as well. Well, we got to put it out to the universe, else nothing's going to happen. You spoke about your twin sisters as well, right? They're in the medical field as well. So is it just the three of you guys, three siblings?
Yeah, three girls. So we always had each other growing up, and we have a fantastic bond and a fantastic relationship. And I think we support each other fiercely through our various professions, through our day-to-day lives. They've been a constant force in my life.
I like that. So it starts at home as well, right? With the three of you, you support each other. And likewise, when you take it out into the bigger world where you've got friends and extended family and stuff, women need to support each other and and stop this competing with each other, because the only competition you should have is with yourself and nobody else, right? Because this is very visible, Kovini. You've seen it as well. I see it as well. In fact, both with men and women. You see this competition all the time. And I think what one needs to realize that in the centuries that we're living now, working in a silo environment does not work. So you got to collaborate with others. And when you collaborate with others, you must be willing to work together. and not think that you can do this on your own or you can only be successful alone. It doesn't work like that. So rather work together as well and not compete. So I like the fact that you kind of connected with your siblings, and that had some ripple effect where now you want to connect the woman of the world for a better good as well.
Absolutely.
So, tell me some of the life lessons that you've been through that you can share with the audience.
Yeah. I think the life lessons that I've learned through the years of my life, I'm 38 now, so I've got a lot of wealth of experience. And I think if you believe in something, that you must chase it. You must chase it down. If you have a dream in your mind, a vision in your mind, I believe that that's not random. That was put there by a higher force or, God or the universe, whatever you believe in. You've got that vision in your mind. Don't ignore it, right? Find a way that you can incorporate it into your life, that you can volunteer towards aspects of it, or just get involved in it to see if it is something that really truly aligns with your soul. Because I believe that is what will lead you to purpose. And we're all here on earth to live in a life of purpose, right? Or do elements that contribute towards our purpose and passion. And I think the world these days is, the focus sometimes is not really on living a life of purpose and passion. It's somewhere else. And I think when you live from a place of purpose and passion, you won't find the need to compete with someone else, because you'll be feeling so full within yourself, so happy within yourself, that you won't want to look at someone else and, say something nasty about them. Look at their social media profile, say something that isn't pleasant. You won't need to do that. You'll be full within yourself as a human being. You'll be living a content experience. So I think it's very important for everyone who's watching this is just to spend time with yourself. Reflect on who you are. Ask your friends and family, what are you good at? Because what you're good at is often what leads you towards your purpose and contributes, and your passion falls into your purpose as well. But you need to do the work. And I think a lot of people are just so busy doing everything else that they forget about themselves. Get to chase their own purpose and find that one thing that sparks your soul. I call it a soul spark. It's something that, when you do it, you just feel like, oh my God, I'm home. I could do this forever. I think that's really, really important. And the next piece is just to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to do that for you. And hard work. I think we often lose the part about the fact that whatever you want comes with hard work, irrespective of who you are, which background you're from, whatever the case is. So don't be afraid. Don't be fearful of doing the hard work, right? Put in the time, put in the effort, reach out to people to support you, find mentors. I think finding mentors has been probably one of the greatest experiences that contribute to my success. So reach out to people. The worst that they can say is, no, I can't help you. And there'll probably be someone else who will jump in and assist you. So don't be ashamed or too proud to reach out to people who are doing what you want to do and ask them for help. You may be so surprised that, they'll have an hour to give you, and that could really impact you and push you towards the right space. And I think the last thing is just surround yourself with people that believe in your dreams, that won't laugh at your dreams, that won't mock you when you say something really outrageous. Because, I think that's really where your power lies. You want to surround yourself with people who are happy when you are successful, even if you're more successful than they are.
Exactly.
And that's some of my lessons that I'd like to share.
Wow. Beautiful lessons as well. And I think one needs to learn that no matter what project or business you take on, don't be scared to fail, because you mustn't see it as a failure, rather see it as a lesson and what you can get out of it and how you can improve on it as well. And the thing is, believe in yourself. It's so important. A lot of people don't tend to believe in themselves. They don't tend to realize the potential that they have within, right? They don't know how to tap into their potential, for one. Because the moment they tap into their potential and start listening to the higher purpose or the universe, etc., then they'll see the ideas that can come to them. But the key is they need to be awoke, right? When I say awoke, they must be willing to accept what's coming and taking whatever is coming and taking some action towards it, not just listening, bringing it in and letting it fall away like that, 1 year in and 1 year out. Because innovation comes from above. We often talk about the internet. The internet was always here. somebody had to tap in and realize that we can create something called a WWW. And that's how it all eventually started. Same with the cars and stuff. The ideas were always there. Somebody needed to tap in. So don't be scared to try these wildest dreams, because you mentioned about the dreams as well. People forget how to dream as we become adults. And this is the time we should really be dreaming, because we have all the resources, all the tools to take that dream and convert it into reality as well. So we can use it. So very well said. I like those lessons. Very important lessons for all the audiences. If you want to rewind and listen to the lessons again, please do that as well. So what's next for your brand in 2023? We're still in January, so the year started. I'm sure you've done a lot already. What's next?
I think we want to just partner with other female brands in 2023 and get them on board to support, our mentorship program and possibly some kind of bursary initiative in future, because I believe that education is key to, living your best life. So someone who values education, I really would love to have brands come in and support us to, provide bursaries to those individuals that may not have the means to do so. So that's really I want to say one of our big goals, really a focus on education, mentorship, bursaries. How can we teach the skills to young professionals? How can we teach soft skills to young professionals? Because I think, those are the kind of skills that are going to get you through life a lot more easier, make your life a lot more seamless. And then, just keep up with the inspiration, keep up with the motivation. We hope that a lot of women will register on our platform as well, www.bossbabesofsouthafrica.co.za. It takes 3 minutes to really register, so please do that so you can get our mailers and you can hear about all the exciting things that we have planned for this year. I think it's just to keep going, keep the momentum up. I think 2023 for me is really just about the flow and going with the universal flow. So I don't want to set any big targets or big, milestones. I think we've got an idea of what we want to do, but we really want to start to focus on education and roll it out and align with, I guess, our highest purpose as Boss Babes of South Africa as well.
I like the part about education, because if you look at South Africa as an example, if we set our education level at 33% or so, we're kind of saying to people that you can only operate at this level. Now, what you want to encourage is tell the person they can operate at a 200% level, because that's when they tap into their real potential. So to the females out there that are listening and you in the education sector, please do connect with Kovini as well. And let's focus on growing people, because that's really key as well to us. And we got to do it. If you sit back and wait for things to happen, it's never going to happen. You got to take the initiative, take the action, and put it out there as well. I like the part that you said you're just allowing it to flow for this year. So you've surrendered and you're allowing whatever to come your way to come, and it will come, right? Because I always believe once you surrender, be prepared to receive in abundance. Just be prepared to receive.
Be prepared for miracles. I've also learned to stop controlling things, and there's things that I personally want for this year as well. But I'm not gonna micromanage it. I've left it to the higher power, and I believe that it will come to me in divine timing.
Absolutely, because if you keep speaking about it and not just surrendering, obviously the universe is going to say, "Oh, this person is like a nag now. They're asking for the same thing over and over." So just surrender and allow it to be, allow it to come to you as well. Kovini, it's been great having you on our show. Thank you for inspiring the audience out there as well. We really appreciate it. We're grateful for your time. Any last words or advice that you want to share with the audience out there?
I think just chase your dreams, guys. There's nothing better in this world than chasing your dreams and waking up every single day with passion and purpose. Because that is what motivates us and motivates us deep within our soul. And just surround yourself with positive energy. I'm all about energy, so surround yourself with the hashtag good vibes.
Wow, love it. Thank you for sharing that. And I know you said people can get in touch with you via your website, via Instagram. So to anyone that's listening, go on to Instagram, Boss Babes of South Africa, and follow Kovini as well. Any other way that you want people to contact you, and I will be sharing your contact details in the description at the end of the podcast. So it will be there. If people need to reach out to you like as soon as possible or urgently, how can they get hold of you? What's the best way?
The best way is to send a direct message to Instagram. So Instagram page, Boss Babes of South Africa. I've got a social media team, thankfully. So they look at that and they screen stuff and send it to me. So that's the best way to get in touch. So be rest assured that if you send a direct message with what your proposal is or what your ability to contribute is to the platform, we will get back to you. It won't be immediate, but we will get back to you.
Awesome. Love it. So everyone listening, get onto the Instagram page and get in touch with Kovini with your brilliant ideas, especially if you're in the education sector. That's so well needed now as well. And it's not just education from an academic point of view as well. It's also the soft skills, because we need to teach people how to be the best versions of themselves, right? We need to teach people how they can grow as well. Kovini, it's been a pleasure having you on our show. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. To everyone listening out there as well, be sure to go onto YouTube, like our comment, share it with your friends and family. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google as well. So it's going to be all over the show. So be sure to leave your comments as well. If you have a burning question that you'd like to ask Kovini, go onto the YouTube channel, leave it in the comments, and she'll get back to you as well. So thank you once again. We really appreciate your time. Have an awesome day. Awesome evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and take care and have fun. This is Nolan from Inspirational Journeys Through Life with Straight Talk with Nolan. Thank you and cheers for now.